Driver again, me.
Hello, guys. So today I just wanted a quick chat with you to talk about fake surges. It seems to be such a popular subject, and I was hoping to get some interaction from you guys, the viewers of this channel, to see what you guys think. So before we go any further, let's listen to the official statement from Uber on whether they exist or not. So he was asked a true or false question. Here we go. Let's listen.
That is definitely false. It is one of those urban myths that I've heard many times over the years. I think maybe more so recently, and again, that's, I think, a reflection of drivers not seeing as much surge as they might have been used to before. I think firstly the question on, is there such a thing as fake surge? Absolutely false. That there's no incentive for us to be encouraging drivers into areas where there is no demand, and that's what surge is all about. It's about making sure that the areas that we have got too much demand, not enough drivers, how do we get more drivers in there? So there would be no point in us doing that. What you might see at times is, because it's very dynamic, it's very real time, it is looking real time at the situation in terms of how many people are looking for Ubers and how many drivers are available. So you might see, if you look in the app and you see that it's surging in a certain area, you might find by the time you get there, then other drivers have basically beaten you to it, and that demand has dissipated, and therefore it's not surging anymore. But the concept of it being fake surge, absolutely not. It was picked up on the road show last year. We were asked about it, and I think partly that's just the time of year. Talked about, compared to November, December, huge demand, lots of surge, really busy period. You will naturally see less of it now because of the time of year. I think as much as the drivers love surge, riders probably think of it the opposite, that they don't like, they begrudge paying higher prices. The sophistication we have with the pricing now allows us to bump the prices up in the areas at the times when we know it's going to be busy. We'll need to attract more drivers in. But in general, I think it being less explicit for riders in terms of flashing up on the app that you're charging them 1.5, 1.6, 1.8 more. That in itself can be counterintuitive, because over time, riders can get, feel like they've been a little bit ripped off, and it could encourage them to leave the platform. And that's not good for, for any of us. So,
no, it's not.
Yeah, so definitely no fake surge. I can assure you on that one.
That's a good insight. So basically what we're saying is there is no such thing as a fake surge.
So I haven't heard the official response. What is your thoughts on the matter? Personally, I am split two ways, because what he's just said, it completely makes sense and is completely logical. But when you're out there driving around, when I've seen a surge, I've headed to the surge and it disappears. Is that other drivers beating me to it? I don't know. Some of the surges are quite remote. It would take them longer. I've also had it when I've been sitting in a surge and jobs have popped up that are not surge, or just outside of the surge area on the map. That's a little bit suspicious too, isn't it? What I had found once is there was a local 18 in a house party where it all stopped at once. And a couple of the guests there were all ordering Ubers at once. So by the time I got there was 4 Uber cars. 3 of them didn't have a surge, but my one was a surge. So I think they created their own little hotspot for the surge. And because 4, 5, maybe even 6 were ordering an Uber at the same time, it created a mini surge. I've even had trips flash up in front of me that say they're a surge. They've got the little marking in the corner that I'm sure you're all aware of. But when you've looked at it, it's like, mate, that's not a surge. £4, for example, and it's saying it's a surge. So is that 25p surge on the minimum of £3.75? I recently noticed that when you do complete a surge job and you go back into your earnings and click that particular trip, at the top, where it would normally say, congratulations, you got a tip, it actually tells you how much addition you've had because of the surge and says surge next to it. I don't know if this has always been a thing, because I've only just noticed it. Maybe you can let me know whether it's always been a thing or not. I don't know. I'd really like your guys' feedback. Use it on the road just as much as me. Use experience these things just as much as me. So despite what you've just heard on the official reply, I'd like to hear all your thoughts on the subject.